Hope you're having a great afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Hope everything is fine for you. So for now, just like last time, gonna focus on getting her face done since I've done the eyes at this point. I've done most of her hair, now I just need to do her actual face and then the back of her hair once I finish cutting her face out, and a couple of other things. So hopefully you can sit back, relax, and throw this on as a background stream and just enjoy and have a nice way to unwind from your day. That said, let's go ahead and begin. Hello Tatsuki, hope you had a good day. How was your day? Overall pretty good. Glad to hear it. My pen is acting a little weird today. The tip might be a little bit too worn down. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Doing alright? Yourself?
I'm good. Today was surprisingly more chill than I expected it would be for work, so I'm in
That's
an
good
overall
to hear.
good mood.
Let's keep the mood going.
Exactly. Though, I might have to swap my tip out earlier than I expected. I expected to keep my tip in for, like, just the, like, initial in-painting and, like, dealing with her eyebrows. Like, I haven't swapped tips from the last time. And then since doing the back of her hair is gonna need a ton of in-painting, I figured I would switch to the white tips at that time. But also, if you notice, this part, like this black line, isn't actually part of her eyebrow. Hi Rich, how are you? So I actually have to take this part out and then I have to in-paint, like, behind it.
I see.
Well, theoretically. I could also leave it in, but I feel like that would look weird if I did. I haven't studied as
Nice.
much on rigging as I needed to. And I just didn't have time this week to do it, unfortunately. But my goal is to essentially finish her entire... Like, after today, I think I'll actually be done with her face. So at that point, I can actually, what do you call it? I'm actually gonna switch gears a little bit and try rigging her face, since I've been doing a lot of the, like, continuing to cut streams. I think that would be like an interesting change of pace. Plus, I think it'll help me figure out what I need to do with the rest of all of the pieces that I've cut and things like that. Yeah, my pen is not happy. It pretty much needs replacing. The tip, I mean. Okay. Oh, Ghost Trick HD for Steam? That's gonna be fun. I might replay Ghost Trick on stream for that then. Ghost Trick was a very fun game.
Wondering how the graphics will look when the remaster.
So am I. Somewhat high expectations. Not super high, because it wasn't like a super graphically impressive game in the first place, but that's not why it was a good game anyway. I feel like you can kind of see some of the areas where like my initial cuts weren't as good. Is kind of hard to tell. I don't think this is part of it though. Like this weirder area up here. Yeah, this looks okay. But see how like the lines from underneath are like really strong? Like through her eyebrow. I'm like, not sure how I want to deal with that. There were some, like the person who did, remember like in the first episode I like showed Chai, like the making of Chai's model a little bit. The person who did her rigging posted like a real-time like 29-hour long series of videos showing all the rigging. So like one of the goals I'm setting for myself is I would like to watch all components of that are related to facial rigging before next stream as well. Like assuming I can get all of my objectives for this stream done. Because then I'll have enough cut to do her face. And I kind of want to see if I like keep the rest mostly static and just like rig the face and or like a little bit of the arms and stuff. Like I want to see how that works. And that will give me a better feel for what I need to do to cut the rest of her. And then if it goes well, I'll get like a leap motion. Like you know what those are, right?
The leap motion?
Yeah.
Do not.
It's a like very inexpensive sensor that's specifically for hand motion detection.
Oh.
The last time I checked, I don't know, their prices may have changed a lot, but last time I checked, they were like $30.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
But like they're very specialized in that they only work on hand. But like they're really, really good for hands. So if you want to like it depends on the setup. Like I've seen people use leap motion integration. I've seen people use like a full body capture instead. But like given that I'm kind of sitting at a desk while I do a lot of my streams, I feel like I want to look into leap motion. Just because it's a very small form factor. And like the anime's avatar that I'm using as a stand-in until I have prepared Akimar. If I, like in animes, there's actually a setting to turn on like moving the anime's avatar with your hands by integrating a leap motion. Or other hand detection utility. So I figure, you know, let's look into that. I'm glad you learned something in particular. It's kind of all I can hope for. And it would be like what I would really like is for like someone who's actually done like cutting and stuff to like come by and be like, oh, let me teach her a few tricks, or like offer advice. That would be really nice. Because I mean, you can always watch videos and like tutorials and things like that, but there's a bit different between doing that and then having someone like actually explain it to you, like with a relevance to like what you're actively doing at the time. Oh, let's undo that. I don't know what I did. Oh, apparently undo doesn't count for that. In case you're wondering, I'm like switching between using my mouse for some of the movement and my tablet for the rest of it. I'll probably cut this part off. It'll look a little bit more natural, I think. There we go. So yeah, if you happen to know anyone who does that, it would be cool if they could drop it. Like, I think her hair will be layered on top of this, so I think it's probably okay for me to like deselect the inner part. Also, I find like I can't use the tip until like it's nearly worn down. Like by the time it's like halfway worn down, I already start having like pressure detection issues. Oh, Button Kaito's collection. God. I remember we talked about that game last stream. The one thing I didn't like about it was that, like, because your deck was, like, drawing from your deck was RNG, there was only so much you could do. And there were some fights that it basically got down to assuming you have, like, even if you have an amazing deck, you have to pray that it'll be good enough to, like, actually work. Okay, let's hello, you cake. Glad to see that you're here. How are you today? Everyone, all of my favorite people are here. Almost all my favorite people are here. Dia Burst is in there. Small. I try to go with like a different theme for each of these so that, like, even though like I'm expecting a lot of people are just doing this as like a background stream, I still want it to be like a little different each stream. Thank you. What's good with you? Nice to meet you. I don't like too much blending for this section. Try that back in. That's good to hear. Chilling is the best. Bing chilling. Okay. Let's move this down to the folder. Turn gotta do some indie painting. Yeah, I'm pretty excited myself. Waiting for it. Like, I might be able to start, like, once I get this part done, just because I'll have most of her face done at this point. But then I have the rigging part, so, like, if everything goes well today, I can potentially switch to rigging next stream. Which is a whole nother journey in and of itself. So, Riella, what brings you by? Hopefully you had a great day, and if you have any questions, please ask. I'd be happy to answer to the admittedly limited extent of my ability. Oh, thank you. Thanks for dropping by. As you can see, I'm working on my stream character. This is a little easier. I'll zoom out so you can see her whole thing in a sec. Just let me finish this bit right here. Turn on everything else. Yeah, this is Aki. Yeah, at the moment I'm just trying to make sure that I get all of her components drawn in and painted properly. Let's see. Let's hide the hair so I can look behind it again. Ornaments and oil. Let's hide that. Let's see. Okay, what do I want to do next? Probably just painting behind her hair now. Alright, so I'm gonna swap my tip out. I was using like a slightly worn down black tip for this. I'm gonna switch to the white tip since this is just gonna be a lot of the like same color in painting. I practiced doing this quickly so I could do it in stream. I'm already done. want to be careful around her eyelash, like right there. Zoom in real close to her eye here. I don't know about you, but it feels kind of cool to me that I can, like, after all of the work I've done, that I can actually just, like, turn pieces, like, so many pieces on and off while I'm working. We do want to keep that inkling of a shadow, I think. It gives more definition on, like, where her hair, in case you can kind of see, like, the edge. I could entirely be wrong. We will see. But thankfully, since this part is, like, underneath where her hair is, you won't see this most of the time. Optimally, you should never see it at all, but if I'm particularly stunned by something, or if I, like, ruffle my hair, you might be able to see it. We'll see. Blur this out a little bit later. I just want to draw in that and see what it looks like. Kind of interesting. I'll see. I'm experimenting a little bit at the same time. I think for now, though, we can do, like, mostly the same colors, like the shadow. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Because the idea is that if I'm like moving about and my hair tweaks a little bit to the side, you'll start seeing this under bit, but it shouldn't be so. It should still be like in shadow. But like the edge of this is brighter. So I have to like treat the edge kind of special. Because you can see it's like darker here, and then it lightens up here. So I'm gonna I want to keep it darker like over here. So I'm gonna have to like blend it using like finger paint. You can kind of see how like the line is very sharp there. I kind of wanna. It's kind of subtle, but I just want it to be like a little bit, like you can kind of see like individual little hairs and stuff. Turn her hair on. See how like with the hair on top now it looks fine. That's what I mean, like you generally won't see this.
You should get some water or maybe some tea.
I'll go get some tea shortly. I think that this being underneath, like I'm kind of getting a better feel that I don't want that there. Her hair should be hidden. Where did I put her hair? Wait. Where'd her hair go? Oh, I slid it. It should be here. Okay. There we go. Cool. You can kind of see like how her hair is gonna kind of come up to that point. I want this part to be even darker than up here is gonna be like super dark. And I give myself a gradient line. actually, that last line, we want to stop that like right here. Because the idea is that her face kind of stops there, right? So, and that's a little too short, but the idea is that like, the rest of her head is like that, right? Obviously, I'm just sketching it out, so like the lines are gonna be wiggy. Yes, the idea is that like we want to in-paint that so that this is the nice part, that like since this part is so big but it's like always going to be covered, you can be a little bit more like, I hesitate to say careless, but oh, my paint is having issues. Oh no. Let's definitely undo that. Okay. Let's have this just, this should be a little bit darker, and trace along the outside here. I need to hide her right eye. Oh. Wiggling flower in the sunlight. I'm glad you like the music. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, I did the right eye earlier than I did the left eye. The left eye was a lot more particular, but see how like this part right here is no longer considered part of that eye? So I need to like, I'm gonna grab this part. Before I continue. So you, Cake, how was your day? Anything fun happen? Anything you want to just chat about? Evolution. Congratulations.
Is you Cake Feathermark?
Yes.
Hello?
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Garlic onion hamburger for pasta. Not sure if I've combination before. Was it good? You're a garlic head? But you have baby kitty tongue. Not even a cat tongue, just baby kitty tongue. For a little bit of background on that, I know. But you're someone who thinks pepperoni is spicy. So I wouldn't put it past you. You are a happy bouncy flower, wiggling in the sunlight. But if pepperoni gets near you, you wilt. It's too spicy. And on the rare occasions when I have pepperoni, I get a specific kind that's intentionally spicy and it still barely registers to me. Baby kitty. I want you to imagine like a baby kitty rolling around in the sun, just enjoying the day. Okay, see you later. That's after you get back. I will be here. Miles to go before we sleep. I've been wanting to work on Aki more lately though, so I might actually add a day of streaming just to like have more time to work on it. It's just been hard with my schedule lately. Is now left. Oh, I forgot to put my pen down before using my mouse. Perfect. That was a good cut. Okay. If we look at my right eye, I might have to fix that because, well, right eye. Like my left eye was very precise when cutting it out. My right eye, I just kind of took that whole segment, you see? So I might have to fix that later. We'll see though. But for now, let's go ahead and deselect. More in painting. a little bit too big of a brush. Be very careful with this boundary. Some of this music reminds me of Nier Automata. It's a wonderful game. I still haven't finished it. I haven't even finished A side. Let's finish the curve we were working on earlier. This one kind of reminds me of Earthbound a little bit, or Mother. Depending on your perspective. try this time, see if this works. I doubt it, but... Oh, no, that actually worked. Okay, cool. Not sure why there's like a thin line between it and everything else, but... Oh wow, super zoom up. Like the feel of it, just having a little bit of streaks of lighter bits like, through the edge of her hair. See, now it doesn't look so like... Yeah, now like it'll look a bit better. And like similarly, I'm gonna do the same at like the edge down here. Just kind of want to fray the edges of some of the shadows just so that when I like put her hair back on, it looks like it's the shadow from like the edge of her hair rather than it being like a flat edge. I realized belatedly I shouldn't have done the bledge blurring before I finished doing this if I'm going to use the paint bucket. I can't keep that detail without redoing it if I use the paint bucket again. I guess I'll just go over the lines myself. They're fairly thin, it won't take that long. Before starting the stream, I was actually running Elite Shadow Wizard again in Lobby. I'm wondering if I should start streaming Lobby at all. I ran Lobby that solo. It took me about 15 minutes. Which is interesting because it means my Payaka vet runs take about the same amount of time as my Albi runs. Though Albi was slightly faster. Payaka vet was 19 minutes, I think. It's interesting, but every week, the more that I work on this, the more impressed I am at Yabby. This part should protrude a bit more further. I like need to keep it up here because I need to like keep checking her hair so like a reference as to like what's gonna be covered. Okay, yeah, we're fully underneath now. This is fine. That edge part isn't fully covered though, so I need the lighter shade over here. Let's hide her eyes. Yeah, I can kind of see like where this should naturally like kind of come up. Turn her hair back on. Yeah, down here this should all be like skin tone. Yeah, you can kind of see like where I'm going for like the slightly paler, like right at the edge here. But this part is still like peachy to match the rest of her. Like this will like come up, yeah. Yeah, this is all peachy. Let's actually go ahead and like inpaint. And that kind of gets rid of the red mark that was left behind when I cut her my lash out. Or eyebrow, rather. Okay. So as for the hair piece, right there. I think this is good enough. Fill this bit in. I'm gonna have to order new tips soon. And then just blur the edges, blend the edges, and blend. I think that looks okay. And of course, you got this entire segment to worry about. This is like very deep underneath her hair. I can actually just paint this one in. Oh, no. Bad. Okay. Yeah, so at this point, we like. I think have a good curvy. We don't actually have to inpaint everything. Okay. I think that gives me enough that if I inpaint this, I can then cut everything as the head. Let's just make sure that we finish filling in all the gaps. One thing I'm sad about is that my Live2D trial expired. So I'm like, I have to figure out what to do about that. It's into the free version now, but I was trialing the premium. Almost done. Let's see, which line do I like the most? I think that line is okay. My only regret about veteran farming is I don't have an alt or anyone to like essentially serve as like free AFK things. I used to, but since I went on hiatus for so long, I missed. Okay, cool. So now we just need to be very careful and like trace around the outside with the black outline. Gonna be very careful and do this very, very slowly. With a much smaller brush. There we go.
The number you dialed is not in service. The number you dialed is not in service. The number you dialed is not in service. The number you dialed is not in service.
Really?
The number you
You've
dialed
already
is
heard
not
of
in
this.
service.
They've heard this one. I don't remember this playing last week. Is that Tatsu returning?
Hello.
Hi. I heard you make a click.
Click.
When'd you get back?
20 minutes ago.
Dialed is
Oh,
not
wow.
in service.
Yep. Just been here chilling.
Been chilling. Congratulations. That certainly does sound like a mouthful. Well, what does this ever so wonderful pack contain? This kind of reminds me of Risk of Rain. Do you know what specific games? That does sound like it would be fun. Mario Kart Advance? Been a long time since I last played that. It had a fairly good selection of tracks.
Nice and relaxing.
I wouldn't consider you a flipped under a rock for missing that one. I basically never met anyone else who played it either. Kinda don't like how this looks kinda wiggly. But I actually just never met anyone else who'd ever played it. Which makes me think instead it was one of those titles that maybe just flew under the radar for the most part. Like I'm spending a lot of time in a part that like no one's ever gonna see. I just really want to give this part like the edge, like, you know, a solid outline. I just feel weird if I like leave it with no outline. That reminds me, for people who sub, I was thinking of like using like a number of tails for like the different tiers of sub. Like tier 1 is 3 tail, tier 2 is 6 tail, tier 3 is 9 tail. Do you think that's a good idea?
Maybe it work.
And I was gonna change the colors for each one and like arrange them in like a nice little pattern. Like 3 tail might be like just 3 prongs. Like if you hold your finger up like you're gonna indicate 3, it would be grouped like that. Or 6 would be like the inner lines of a hexagon. Yeah. Like they're all meeting in the back, like with their base. And then 9 would be like multi-tiered, like kind of like the 3, but like with another 3 on top of it, and then with like a bigger 3 on top of that, and like with sparkles. Everyone loves
You do have a drawing app up, so you can probably open up the new tab and draw it out so visually you can see it.
I'll do it after. Are you still up for trying today, or not feeling it today?
Yeah, I'm feeling it today.
Okay. That'd be nice if Feather played on this, I think.
Anyone else feeling sleepy from the music?
Me?
You are?
Yeah. That's the point, though. Well, I wouldn't say I'm sleepy. I'm just chilling out to the point where my exhaustion can, like, affect me. Like, I'm usually just so go, 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 that, like, I don't let my exhaustion affect me simply because I don't give it time. But at the same time, this also helps me de-stress so much that like I want to do it more often. Maybe I don't want to get rid of all of this too much. I get my Oh, this is what you were saving up for. Shall I say it with the music, or would you like it to...
That's what the point of this entire post is, yes, with music.
You're cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please, go the fuck to sleep. I'll read you one very last book if you swear. You'll go the fuck to sleep. I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. Stop lying. Lie the fuck down, my darling, and sleep. It's been 38 minutes already. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Go to sleep. Hell no, you can't go to the bathroom. You know where you can go? The fuck to sleep. How come you can do all this other great shit, but you can't lie the fuck down and sleep? And you, Cake, the reference for that is there is an adult children's book. Tatsu removed all of the rhymes, unfortunately. But
It wouldn't fit otherwise.
yes, I figured that was why. But each part of it is a stanza that rhymes. It's 4 lines. They all rhyme. Well, no, the second and fourth lines rhyme. For example, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so example, the first line, "You're cozy and warm in your bed, my dear." The way that set actually goes is, "The cats nestle close to their kittens. The lambs have laid down with the sheep. You are cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please go the fuck to sleep." And for the second line, "The windows are dark in the town, child. The whales huddle down in the deep. I'll read you one very last book if you swear you'll go the fuck to sleep." So each segment of lines runs like that. It's an actual book you can buy. It actually comes in a trio set if you're really, really interested. The trio set has... Let me see. You can even get it in an audiobook. And if you get the entire, like the 3 set, it's go the fuck to sleep, you have to fucking eat, and finally, oh god, there are 2 of you now. I hope you enjoyed that as well.
All worth.
I'm glad you feel that way. So you, Cake, if you collect enough channel points, if you click the fried tofu button, you can redeem them for things. That was what Tatsu did. That's what my channel points are called. Inarizushi. I thought to leave it as Inarizushi, but very few people understand what Inarizushi is. More people understand fried tofu than Inarizushi. What's even more depressing is that if I go to a restaurant and ask for Inarizushi, they look at me like I've grown an extra head. Like, huh? What are you talking about? And I'm like, it's right here on the menu, Inarizushi. And they're like, what, the Inari? Like, oh, okay. And you like, Inari? And I'm like, my soul hurts at that mispronunciation. Interestingly, Inari is considered like the god of foxes, and as such, like Inarizushi is like Inari's sushi, and Inari's favorite meal is supposed to be fried tofu, hence the name. Just like a little fun backstory. big pork bun. Can you eat it whole? Ooh. I want to eat the small one. I want the experience of just nomming on one like full sail just once. After that I can savor it, but I want to just go yum and eat the whole thing. Yum. I was wondering if someone was going to comment on that sounding like Yoshi. Wow. That's even closer to Yoshi. I'm really hungry. I don't know why. I've been like abnormally hungry all day. I haven't eaten enough aura today. So now I just eat everything else to make up for it. So now that I've like become hungry, there are a couple of things I want even more. Something in particular that I want now is, I don't know. Obviously I want curry. I basically always want curry. I want really spicy curry though. I could really go for a level 6. You cake. You would die if you had to eat level 6 curry. It would just kill you outright. You would literally fall over frothing at the mouth. Why does it hurt your soul? Because it should be spicy? Or because you can't take the spice? Those are two very specific things on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Oh, it's too spicy for you? Yeah, you would actually like keel over if you had level 6 curry. To put it in perspective, have you ever had either a jalapeno pepper or seasoning derived from it? Ooh, how did that go, Tatsu? I'm curious. Curious. How did she do? I'm amazed that you actually had ghost pepper without like dying, given you think pepperoni is spicy. You mean the Paki one chip challenge? Those you have to like specifically go out of your way to find. Like ghost peppers are. Also, by the way, here's an interesting fact for you. Did you know that the Indian Army used ghost peppers to make military-grade smoke bombs? Yes. Ari's random fact of the day. Enlightening you one random aspect at a time. I don't know if I have to like, I don't think I have to like fill her eyes in. I don't remember Chai having filled eyes. Because her eye, like, eyes don't move around that much. Like your pupils do, but like your actual eyes don't that much. I'll still like just do the edges. Just in case. But I don't need to fill in the middle. Okay. I don't think I need to actually do that much. Okay. So, now I just need to like cut her head. This is the creepy part. I have to like cut her head. This part's gonna take a while, but when I'm done, then I just have to like in-paint behind her head. And that will probably take me up until the close to the end of stream today, if not the actual end. But right now I'm just kind of trying to get close to the outer edges too. Like I've heard technically, since like part of this is, what do you call it, empty space, like I don't have to technically cut that out because, you know, it's transparent, it doesn't actually affect anything. but I feel like I want to keep them as close to form as possible, so that way like the deformations are more accurate. You know? Okay, that's close enough. Let's actually switch over to the selection pen and start going really close. Start with the chin and go all the way around. I need to make another layer for this after this, but go little by little. But yeah, that's the thing. I have a lot of studying to do before next stream. Actually, we might be able to do it a little bit better by doing this. This I should definitely lasso instead. I see. That's her neck coming in. Okay. So how did you find the veteran runs yesterday? And what did you do after we finished? Oh, okay. Same as me then. Tatsu, what about you?
I AFK'd in Mobby and I did not realize I was in your party that was advertising for something and people were clicking on my party and I didn't know what the hell they were Yeah.
Did anyone actually ask you to like say that they would sell the thing?
No, they were just like clicking on the party while I was in AFK there. Oh no.
Aw, you got an ad. Worst timing. I made sure that subscribers don't get ads. That was broken at one point for like one session, but it's no longer. I remember as soon as someone brought it up, I fixed it immediately. On the bright side, I set them up so that you should only get like a minute and a half every 30 minutes, and you get 15 minutes to watch and kind of see if you like what's going on before you get hit with a single ad. Though sometimes, despite that, I've seen like a couple of times maybe some people come in and immediately get hit with ads, and they're just like, oh no. Do it this way and just deselect the Oh, you can start to see like where I went off the grid a little bit. This needs lasso. Because there are areas inside that aren't included too. I'm glad though. And I think inpainting like behind her face is going to be pretty easy. Because it's all one color. It's actually all one color with no gradients. By the way, Tatsu, just as a heads up, if you leave the party open and anyone can join it, there are pets like the narwhal that you can get kidnapped.
Wait, what?
Yes, people can drag you away from where you are. They can't make you change screens, but they can drag you somewhere like far. So if, like, if you're AFK in Dunbarton, someone can like drag you all the way to like a different map.
As long as you're in an open world, right?
Yes.
Okay. We were sitting right on the altar when we AFK'd, so I was going anywhere far.
Okay. Like, I don't like this area. You can tell like I messed up here. But I also don't want to like deselect it to fix this area. Oh, technically I don't think I have to deselect. I can still draw within the area. Cool. Cool. Okay, I fixed it. Without deselecting. Oh, because it's not in the selection anymore, I can't like erase it. Just include those couple specs for a brief moment so I can erase them. I'm gonna clean up the outside area later. Now you see why I said like this will probably take me close to the end of stream, but not quite. I think I'll finish before stream actually is supposed to end. Time waits for no one. But crafting hundreds of thin threads in Mobby only takes a couple of seconds. You won't have time to have a good party. Uncheck queue items. Like, put in enough materials to do all of them, and then uncheck the option that's like auto craft. Uncheck that. It'll take all your materials and just make a bulk craft. Make sure that you have 100% success rate before you do it. No, that's right. It queues up 100 at a time, but instead of actually... Like, you see how it queues up 100? Yeah. Uncheck autocraft. And then do it. If you've done it properly, the entire box should disappear. And then it'll... Like when you attempt to craft, you'll see the success and all 100 cobwebs will be gone. You'll have all of your things made. Quickly erase everything here. So if you've got like 1,000 crafts to do, it'll only take you 10 attempts. Oops. You're welcome. Glad I could help you. So I do that every day just to get my bell-bast common leather straps done instantly. Otherwise it would take me forever to craft all 100 every day. No more Netflix and stuff, no. On the bright side, I get to like patch all of the like dark areas that I like messed up on before. Just very little like pieces at a time. Going around the edges and kind of noticing where I've made mistakes before and make sure I fix them. I'm just kind of getting a better feel for it as well. I will admit, since I have to like fix the mistakes I find as I go as well, it is gonna take me longer than I thought to like just cut her head off. Don't worry, decapitation is a luxury. Many only experience it once in their lives. No, I was actually looking forward to streaming today.
Yeah, that's a good mood.
A lot of my obligations in games these days, I'm like, do I have to? I enjoy working on Aki. As limited as I am in my capabilities. Let's include this for a brief moment, just to get rid of it. The nice thing is that if you want to erase, like, I don't have to, like, flipping my pen upside down is the erase hotkey, and I like don't have to constantly switch modes. Whoops, I undid something and I can't redo it. I'm getting worried now though. Like I'm only about halfway around the head and I still haven't like and like my original end time is getting close. I might have to go a bit over to like finish this in time.
Take your time.
Bye, you cake. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate your company. Hi, Laura. How are you? Thank you, Riala. Same to you. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you around some other time. Trying my best. a little bit worried about my time. But other than that, I'm enjoying tonight. I really like working on Akina. It's like a little oasis in my week. So I'm thinking I might actually do it more often. I said I'm really enjoying playing, like, working on Aki now, so it's like a little oasis in the middle of my week. Sorry. Is this a bit better? So I'm gonna be a little late starting on Trine just because I really need to like finish this one section in one go, kind of. And I started it like 40 minutes ago thinking I would be done. But I also realized that there are a lot of mistakes I made when drawing, so I'm like fixing them as I go around the edge. And I was truly overconfident and believed I could finish this. And even the in-painting behind her in significantly less time than it actually takes. To be fair, if I didn't have to like stop and keep fixing my previous mistakes, I probably would be done in time. Or would have been done in time. See, like now I'm just fixing, like I'm just going on because I didn't make any mistakes in that area. Let's see, here I have of course. That is the one thing if you're like starting from a static image and you only have one image and you're trying to like make it fully cut, you will have a lot, and I mean a lot of in-painting to do. And if you approach it with like the care and respect such a task deserves, you will inevitably make lots of mistakes and then have to fix them. So like personally, I feel like I can't not give this like super high level effort just because it was like so much work went into creating her that like I feel like I owe it to the artist to put equally as much work in my converting, like within my skill level. You know? I am super happy with how she came out. But it does mean that like cases like this where like I've made mistakes, just gets that much harder to like fix. especially because in a lot of cases I'm doing like out painting or in painting rather, where like there are places in a still image that will never be exposed due to the perspective remaining static, that naturally, if you're going to turn that into a moving character, will be exposed as they move. So like this entire zone that I'm working on right now, like all of this is stuff I drew, because this is normally under her hair. But it's one of those cases where like I'm not a very good artist, so... Well, I can't even call myself an artist. Let me not insult people who call that their profession. So like there's... If you look close enough, you can tell where like Yabi's style ends and like my edits begin. But I tried my hardest to like make those very minimal. Like a lot of the time I'm like right now, this is 1760 times magnification. So I'm hoping that like most people wouldn't notice like the level of detail that I'm fixing. Is this your first time coming to one of my Aki streams, by the way? I don't think I've seen you in them before. Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you in more of them. I'm working not as fast as I can, but as I work when I can to try and get Aki ready. Ah, I see. I'm glad that you were actually available this time. After this, I play Trine 2 with Tatsu. But like I said, one of my shortcomings is sometimes I still overestimate how fast I can do something. So So do you have any questions about what I'm doing, or things you want to know about the process, or questions about Trine? Also, I'm terribly sorry, Tatsu.
Don't be. Take your time. It's all right.
there anything that you find interesting with that? Or I don't know how much of Aki you've actually seen. Like not zoomed in so far, it looks like a mess of pixels. This is like the only level of resolution I feel like comfy working on Aki at though. If I zoom out farther, I just make more mistakes. Oh. I'll show you briefly once I'm done with this segment then. Since I'm now officially cutting into try-in time. You can see like where I had like a bunch of like streaks and stripes from where I like tried to quick fill in things with like paint bucket instead of pinning properly, because I knew I would come by and finish them later. I do regret leaving them this late though. So in terms of the edits I've made, just to kind of briefly go over that, and the concept of what I'm doing is that since I want her to be a VTuber and I want to use Live2D, the way Live2D works is every part of an image, like every layer, can be considered its own art rig or art plane. And then you can establish rigging and motion that specifically will act upon that particular plane. The tricky part here is that in order to define multiple planes, you have to physically cut the image into, like, separate the image into the layers that should occupy those planes. So that's so the thing is, the degree to which you have to be specific in cutting the planes is solely dependent on how much you care about the final result and how detailed and lifelike you want it to look. Like, if you want to be a PNG tuber, like, you can just have the same character drawn in a variety of like strict poses, and then you just flip between those. You don't need to use Live2D for that. But if you want to actually move the character around as if you're like, essentially that character is you, and like, for example, if you want to look around and have the lights, like the highlights in your eyes, flick around as if you, like, the light is really reflecting off of them, like you truly exist in like a 3D space, despite being a 2D image. To achieve that, you would have to cut your eye out so that you can move your eye around. Then, like, cut each of the highlights in your eye out separately as well so that they can be moved separately of, like, your actual eye movement. There will be a correlation, but they don't have to, like, but they shouldn't be moved one to one. and then you have to figure out like that mapping. Because like the more of the image that moves kind of like as a single coherent whole, like the more 2D it will feel, I think. And obviously, since you have to rig all of these things separately too, rigging is a pretty involved process at the same time. I know very little about rigging, and I have only watched a couple tutorials on cutting, so I am kind of learning a lot as I do this as well. Where some details I'm working on might not actually end up being relevant because like once I start rigging it, it might not actually show up. And that's something like I kind of just have to learn through experience. So like my short-term goal is I want to get everything on Aki's head done. Because like a lot of my streams, like the Ace Attorney ones, for example, like I'm kind of just like poking my head out, so I don't like overwhelm the what do you call it? The game and the atmosphere. So in cases like that, having just like the head fully working would be sufficient. That's not dark enough. No, that might actually be too much on the outside. I'm trying to do it in stages, where I don't really know enough about the entire process to confidently work on the whole thing. So I've like cut only a little bit and then like played around with that and kind of gotten an idea, but like not actually doing anything serious with it. And like I've been iterating on that and trying to like figure out exactly how to cut. Like I haven't done any rigging. I've only looked at it with respect to, okay, this kind of gives me a feel as to like how much cutting I'm gonna do based on this person's model, or based on this person's instructions and how their model moves. So like you can kind of see like some of my, I'll show you like how detailed I've gotten in some of my cuts once I'm done here briefly, and then we can move over to trying. But see how like I'm like trying to color the edges to like give it that nice sharp outline, but like some of my coloring goes outside the lines because like I hadn't really shoot. No, redo that whole thing. I would rather just fix that last off stroke. So like later, once I'm done like cutting this, I'll have to go around the outside and like clean up areas like right here. Like I can't clean this up without including it, erasing it, and then excluding the empty space. Like it's also interesting because you can see like where I have learned to cut better, because like the later the cut was made, the like better it is, I would say. Like the more precise it is. But like during the first session, I was really like doing it kind of like as a talking at the same time, kind of like tutorial sort of. Or I didn't spend that much time on each individual component because I wanted to get through like showing a bunch of how like, each different type of component would get cut. Oh, that's too close. I do want that to be a little further up. So like eventually I will get to the point where I get the whole body to move. Whether or not I will personally be responsible for that entire thing remains to be seen. I do at least want to be responsible for the majority of it. Or at least the cutting part. Like I said, I haven't actually tried rigging, so I don't know how hard that is. So I don't want to like preemptively be like 100% I'm definitely going to rig it. Garrett Carr. It may end up being that I simply don't have the skill set necessary to do that. Or like I might not, without like taking so long that like interest would fade. So in that case I might hire a rigger, but I want to at least make the like attempt to study up on it, figure out how it works, and actually attempt it myself and see like what it comes out like. And like if after I give it like a full legitimate try, I find out like, you know, maybe even I messed up on the cutting itself even, and like I really can't do anything, then yeah, I'll go ahead and like I might hire someone to redo the cutting at that point too. I would rather do the cutting myself though. Like this part, as unskilled as I am at inpainting, I feel like I do have at least enough to do this part. Not that it's easy or anything, it's actually really hard. But it is not something that is impossible for me to get right in a reasonable time frame. Let's put it that way. Given where I started from, which was I know nothing. After all, we're here talking about it, aren't we? But like even for like professional riggers, it can take them like 29 hours of work to do a single model. Like, and that can be like, for like one person who did it, I think like their model doesn't even do like necessarily a super full body rigging. They just have like very, very, very detailed facial rigging. So I'm actually going to be studying that as my reference point to like kind of see if I can get a reasonable feel for like how long it's going to take. Is my technical capability up to standard for it, and is my schedule up to it as well. Because like I'm definitely gonna have at least one stream where I work on that. Like even if I end up having to give it up, I will have streamed it at least once with the rigging. And like what I hoped to do was, by the end of this session actually, was by next session I wanted to, like this time next week, I wanted to actually be doing a rigging stream. I'm not sure if that's actually feasible at this point, but like I might have to add another stream in the middle to like finish up the hair and stuff after I finish cutting her head off. Because like I'm probably about 75% of the way done now with the thing that I started like an hour and a half ago. I'm not an hour and a half, an hour ago at this point. It's all just like a matter of perspective and patience though. But as you can tell, like I'm working so far zoomed in that it's like kind of hard to tell what exactly I'm doing if you haven't seen like all of Aki before. I zoomed in. And this is my 6th stream on this, so I've been at this for at least 18 hours now. Yeah, sounds about right. Actually, no, each stream is only like 2.5 hours. So about 13 hours, sorry. And I'm still on her face for the most part. Ah, her. But as you can see, like I'm starting to get back to like the rest of her face, which is a very, very welcome sight. So if I like zoom out a little bit, this is like the edge of her face. So like I haven't finished in painting that either, but the lines are there, which is all I need for being able to like finish cutting out her face. And then next job is going to be like to finish in painting that. But And I explained inpainting earlier, but I don't know if you were listening at that time or not. Did you hear the explanation? Okay. So inpainting is, like I said, like, for example, if you are looking at Aki straight on, like from the base image, like underneath her hair, there isn't anything there because in the original image, there's no such thing as like under her hair, so to speak, right? Like, does that make sense? Like, as a viewer, you are not in a perspective to see what is underneath her hair. Therefore, from an image, and thus from the image's perspective as it is drawn, such a space does not exist. Which means that if you then do this and like cut her hair off, there's nothing underneath it except for blank canvas. Because, well, you're exposing an area that didn't exist. So if you want it to look good, you then have to essentially repaint those areas so that when they, like, if your character moves and exposes that area, it's not just like you're staring through them into a void or like seeing straight through them, which immediately like shatters your perspective of, you know, this character exists in a 3D space even though they're only 2D. If you can like see through holes in them. So the act of like essentially drawing areas that didn't exist in the original that will be exposed, that are exposed due to your manipulations, is inpainting. So like a really good example of this is like Aki has a hair ornament. What I would like is that if I like turn my head left and right, the hair ornament should sway like with the motion, right? But that would mean that whatever was originally underneath the hairpin would be shown. So I had to like cut the hairpin out and like draw her hair underneath the hairpin. Or like for the highlights in her eyes, where like if she moves like and turns a different way, the highlights should show like underneath her eyes. Like you should be able to see like the highlights move around her eyes. I then had to like cut the highlights out, which left holes in her eyes. So I had to like redraw her eyes. To like get them to work properly. Like get that to work out properly. So like I'll show you, like I can't do the full thing But if you're like interested, I can show you like after I'm done streaming trying what it would like look like. I just can't do it right now because since I'm holding up Tatsu, gotta focus on finishing this part. And like I started at the base of her chin, so like the fact that I'm coming down on the other side of her face means I'm almost done. Finally on our way home. And see, like I either already in-painted down here in a previous session, or this is areas where Yabi's work hasn't needed in-painting, so this part goes faster. We're really all at this point I need to do is just like trace her chin properly. I like a couple of those pixels. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, so we're almost done. Okay, so if we zoom out, you can see it's not like super perfect, but I've gotten basically the entirety of her head outlined now. So with this, let me make sure I'm in the right layer. Cut and paste. Cool. Okay. There. That's her head gone. Finally. So this is with like her hair. So you can kind of see like if let me make sure to just do this. Okay, cool. Okay, I think I can deselect now. Okay, let's save. So for example, like here's her hair ornament. Or like before there wasn't anything here, like underneath it. So I actually painted her hair underneath like the ornament, for example. Like if you look carefully, you can kind of see like where it's a little bit blurry and stuff, but I tried really hard to make it look good. And like, let's put her eyes back in. So if we look at this eye, for example. This is her left eye. No, wait, this is her, yeah, her left eye. So see, I can take that entire thing out, but if we show the whole thing, then if we look at this, like each of these elements in her eye has its own thing. So like this part is a highlight. So see, I took that out. And I had to paint like her eye underneath it. If you look really close, you can kind of see how like it's blurry here compared to like the rest of it where I inpainted. But like I tried to make the color gradients still match. So you can see like it's kind of like this light reflection here. But like it's underneath her highlight. So that wasn't there originally. This top blue part of her eye wasn't here originally either. See, I cut that out. I cut that little tiny highlight out there and painted underneath that. Cut that highlight out. Cut the small highlight here out. Cut the big highlight out. And then this part, like at the top of her, I cut that highlight out. So I can turn all the individual highlights in her eye off. Like comparing it to the left eye with the highlights still in. She no longer looks like super, super happy, but just like kind of dead inside without the highlights. And then of course her actual iris in and of itself is another element. Highlight. Let me turn this highlight off. So see, like, behind her eye, to get her eye to move around, like, I had to rip her eye out and, like, paint behind her eye. Like, I think I did a good job with that. Like, it doesn't look too abnormal. You can kind of tell, like, here, like, this little corner here, like, you can kind of see this a little abnormal and, like, how it curves. Because that's, like, right at, like, right here is like right where her eye actually was. So I had to like cut her eye out and like paint everything behind here to like make it look natural. And then like the actual eye around it is also like its own thing. So you can see like just that level of detail with like cutting in her eye. Like her eyebrows are hidden right now. You can kind of see like where they were, like how they cut into her hair. I inpainted behind those already as well. Like I did that earlier this session, but you can't see it because like the priority listing. Like if I move this down, like the layer order determines like how easily you can see things. So like her ears as well, like each of them has like its own layer. You can turn off like her right ear by itself, and then the ear floof is separate as well. So like it looks like I might not have properly finished in painting that, but at the same time like I think that's an area where you like wouldn't see it, so I might not have finished on purpose, but we'll see. Anyway, so if we zoom out, the only difference is that she doesn't have eyebrows anymore because of layer precedence. But I can do a lot with like turning off parts of her now. Like I can turn her head off so she just has no face and it's just eyes. Now that I finished cutting her head. So yeah, that's all the inpainting. So if you're interested in seeing some platformer abuse and stuff like that, please stick around. Yes. Also, her flames are their own layer and stuff by themselves too. So. And as you might notice, her tails aren't here. They're in their own layer as well. So. I haven't finished like cutting them out, but so they're all one layer right now. But I just don't want them in the way while I'm working on the main body. So I turn off the foxfires. And her, so I can just work on her. Okay. Sorry for the wait, Tatsu, and thank you for your patience. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of explanation and kind of review of what we've done. I think I did a relatively good job cutting her head. Like, you can kind of see like it lines up nicely with like the tips of her hair now that I like cut her hair off. So I think that looks nice. And then if you look carefully, like the shadow, like I inpainted the shadow of her hair here, so you can see like it has kind of like frayed edges. I might do the same thing with like her hair, but I haven't figured out that yet because it's a level of detail I don't think most people will see, given that I have to zoom pretty far in to show you this. This is 532%, so. Okay. Oh, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, Tatsu, do you have Trine ready? Oh, too far away. Alright, so in the meantime, I'll go ahead and get set up for Trine. I nearly wore my pen all the way down today. There's like
Controller took over, I do. Controller took over my mic, I do.
Oh, okay, cool. Like, my pen is so worn down, I was able to pull out the tip, just like, there's so little of the tip left. Pulling on it just pulled the entire thing out. So, dispose of that. And I will put in a white tip for next time, because we have a lot of hair in painting to do. So let's preload that now. So like the last thing I need to do before I can potentially recur is see if I turn her head off. And I turn her eyes off. See how like there's nothing there? Like even though her hair should be here theoretically. So I need to like cover this back up. So I need to cover like this back area with paint so that like you don't just see like empty holes if I like tilt my head a little bit and like that part of my hair would be exposed. So yeah. Ooh, I see you. Okay. So I'll turn everything back on to prep for tomorrow for our next thing. Alright then. Please stick around if you're interested in seeing Trine. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the chill vibes today. And I'll see you some other time. Take care. And as always, stay safe, everyone.